Point 1. India-United Kingdom, UK, relations. Why in the news? Recently, inaugural India-UK 2+2 foreign and defence dialogue was held in New Delhi. More on the news. The 2+2 dialogue at senior official level is a mechanism to discuss and review all aspects of India-UK comprehensive strategic partnership. Possibilities for further collaboration, particularly in areas of trade and investment, defence, critical and emerging technologies, in Indo-Pacific, etc., were discussed by two sides. India-UK relations. Strategic convergence. Assertive China in the Indo-Pacific is a concern for the interest of both the countries. In 2021, both nations concluded a comprehensive strategic partnership, outlining India-UK 2030 roadmap. India-UK Roadmap 2030 roadmap provides a framework for UK-India relations across health, climate, trade, education, science and technology, and defence. Trade and investment relations. Bilateral trade stood at £36.3 billion during FY 2022-23, with the trade balance in favour of India. Under Enhanced Trade Partnership, ETP, both aim to double bilateral trade by 2030 and have also launched negotiation for an FTA. India-UK Infrastructure Finance Bridge was announced to leverage expertise and investment in support of India's National Infrastructure Pipeline, NIP. Defence, both signed Defence and International Security Partnership, DISP, in 2015 to provide a strategic roadmap and direction to evolving India-UK defence relations. Joint exercises included Jaya Warrior, Army, Comcan exercises, Navy, Cobra Warrior, multinational air exercise, etc. Climate and environment. India-UK Green Growth Equity Fund is mobilising institutional investments in renewable energy, electric mobility, etc. in India. Also, both cooperate at International Solar Alliance, ISA, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, CDRI. Education, research and innovation. Both have signed MoU on mutual recognition of academic qualifications in 2022. UK-India Education and Research Initiative, UKIRI, facilitates educational linkages, and UK Research and Innovation, UKI, India plays a key role in enhancing the research and innovation collaboration. Science and Innovation Council, SIC, is apex body to review overall bilateral scientific cooperation, except strategic sector. People-to-people exchange. Indian diaspora forms 3.1% of the total population of UK. Both have signed a Migration and Mobility Partnership, MMP, agreement to facilitate easy movement of working professionals between the two countries. 17 www.visioneers. Challenges in relations. Limited defence cooperation. For example, despite the existence of DISP, UK's share of India's defence market is around 2%. UK stand on state-sponsored terrorism. Historically, the UK's lenient stance on terrorism sponsored by Pakistan has hindered the progress of bilateral relations. Policies towards China. Even though UK recognised China as a threat, particularly in the South China Sea, it has been making efforts to make China the anchor of post-Brexit economic policy. Also, earlier, Britain committed to help realise potential of China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. Immigration policies. Complex visa and immigration policies, especially concerning Indian students and business people, have been a bone of contention. The lack of credible data of immigrants has complicated the issue. Economic and trade barriers. For long, while India focused on self-sufficiency and public sector, while UK became dynamic market economy, which restrained wider economic cooperation. Also, now both countries are not operating under any specific deadline for concluding negotiations on FTA. Way ahead. Early FTA finalization. Work towards comprehensive trade agreements for the earliest promotion of free-flowing goods and services between both nations. Collaboration in shared interests. Focus on global challenges like climate change, clean energy, and global health, as outlined in Roadmap 2030, to provide leadership. Security. Finalize a reciprocal logistics agreement to allow Indian ships and aircraft to use British ports and air bases, especially in regions like Africa. Prioritize collaboration in counterterrorism, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, HADR, and maritime security, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. Defence production. Intensify efforts for government-to-government procurement to facilitate the export of UK military technology. Capitalize on successful co-production agreements, such as the Augusta Westland Tata Sons JV, to revitalise the defence industrial partnership. People-to-people ties. Promote programs like the Generation UK-India Initiative, facilitating short-term study and work placements to young people from the UK in India for greater people-to-people understanding. India-UK Young Professional Scheme, allowing graduates aged 18 to 30 to live, study, travel, and work for up to 2 years in either country. Conclusion. As India seeks to carve out a new role for itself in the evolving global order, as a leading power, and the UK recalibrates its strategic outlook post-Brexit, this is a unique moment in India-UK ties. India-UK requires a quantum leap in the relations. 18 www. 20.2 Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, IPEF. Why in the news? The Third Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, IPEF, ministerial meeting was held in San Francisco, USA. More on the news. During the meeting, negotiations under the IPEF Pillar 3, Clean Economy, Pillar 4, Fair Economy, were concluded. Additionally, ministers also signed the IPEF agreement relating to supply chain resilience negotiated under Pillar 2. The agreement envisages establishment of OIPEF Supply Chain Council for overseeing collaboration on supply chain issues across the Indo-Pacific. OIPEF Supply Chain Crisis Response Network to help prepare for and respond to future supply chain disruptions. OIPEF Labor Rights Advisory Board to identify labor rights concerns across IPEF supply chains and develop recommendations. About IPEF. Genesis. IPEF was launched jointly by the USA and other partner countries of the Indo-Pacific region in May 2022 at Tokyo. Objective: to strengthen economic engagement among partner countries with the goal of advancing growth, peace and prosperity in the region. Members, 14 partner countries include USA, Australia, Brunei, Fiji, India, Indonesia, Japan, Republic of Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Altogether, these countries represent 40% of world GDP and 28% of global goods and services trade. Modules: the framework is structured around 4 pillars. India has joined all pillars except the trade one. Lead agency. The US Trade Representative, USTR, is the lead agency for the trade pillar, while the Department of Commerce is leading the other 3 pillars. Traditional trade agreements versus IPEF. Unlike traditional trade blocs, like the RCEP, or free trade agreements, FTAs, IPEF will not negotiate tariffs or market access. Also unlike in FTAs, where everything is negotiated under a single umbrella, IPEF negotiations under the 4 module pillars are in silos, independent of each other. While countries have to agree to all the components within a module, they need not participate in every module. OIPEF merely focuses on increasing regulatory coherence between the member nations. 19 www. Challenges to IPEF. Concerns on durability. The unpredictability of US domestic politics may adversely impact IPEF. For example, US had shown strong leadership on Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, abruptly withdrew from it during Trump administration. Decoupling China is difficult. China is already the leading trading partner of all IPEF member countries. China is also a member of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, and willing to join Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for TPP, CPTPP. Even if companies move production elsewhere, they still rely on Chinese raw materials and equipment. Concerns on reciprocity. IPEF does not provide market access, and it is difficult to secure substantial commitments from members without providing market access concessions to signatory countries. Venturing into sensitive areas, IPEF plans to cover new areas like the digital economy, clean energy, from labor and environmental standards. However, many countries in the region may be reluctant to commit due to policy differences with the US. For example, due to similar concerns, India did not join Pillar 1. Lack of binding commitments. This raises concerns about the agreement's ability to bring about meaningful change in economic landscape of the region. Way ahead. Strengthen IPEF credibility. Develop IPEF into a credible alternative that provides tangible benefits for economic activity and investment in the region. Incentivize participation. Offer incentives to countries already signatories to regional FTAs, CPTPP, and RCEP to make joining IPEF more appealing. Ensure binding rules. Ensure that negotiated rules are binding and consider concerns from all stakeholders. Expand IPEF membership. Develop the process and criteria for inviting other countries from the region to join IPEF negotiations. Balanced approach towards China. A pragmatic approach is needed as an overtly anti-China strategy might be counterproductive, as many IPEF members in the Indo-Pacific may not support this. 20 WW 2.3 News in Shorts. 2.3.1 Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue, IPRD 2023. 2023 edition of IPRD concluded in New Delhi. IPRD is an annual apex-level regional strategic dialogue of Indian Navy. Theme of IPRD 2023, Geopolitical Impacts upon Indo-Pacific Maritime Trade and Connectivity. IPRD 2023 was organized by National Maritime Foundation, New Delhi, as the Indian Navy's knowledge partner. IPRD aims to review various maritime trends, regional opportunities and challenges within Indo-Pacific region, and foster exchange of solution-oriented dialogue amongst key stakeholders. 2.3.2 ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus. 10th ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus, ADM Plus, held in Jakarta, Indonesia. ADMM Plus, established in 2010, is a platform for ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and its 8 dialogue partners, aka Plus countries. Plus countries include Australia, China, India, Japan, New Zealand, South Korea, Russia and USA. ADMM is the highest defense consultative and cooperative mechanism in ASEAN. Its objective is to strengthen security and defense cooperation for peace and stability. India's proposal to co-chair expert working group on counterterrorism has been endorsed by ADMM Plus. It is one of the focus areas of ADMM Plus. India has also committed towards result-oriented cooperation with ADMM+ for enhancing maritime security in the region. India's role in maritime security, O rule-based order, through the implementation of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, 1982. It ensures freedom of navigation, unimpeded lawful commerce, etc. India emphasizes on dialogue and diplomacy for peace and stability, as this is not an era of war. O securing sea lanes and choke points, such as Malacca Strait through regular surveillance. O capacity building, it includes exercises in Singapore. India Maritime Bilateral Exercise, SIMBEX, and Defense Cooperation, signed a deal to export BrahMos missiles to Philippines, etc. 2.3.3 India-Australia 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue. Second India-Australia 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue held in New Delhi. The meeting was co-chaired by India's Defence Minister and External Affairs Minister along with their Australian counterparts. Meeting highlighted the significance of a strong India-Australia defence partnership for Indo-Pacific and called for enhancing collaboration in information exchange, defence research, etc. Strategic convergence between India-Australia. Both democracies of Indo-Pacific have pluralistic societies and market economies. Hold a shared vision for Indo-Pacific that calls for a free, open, inclusive and resilient rules-based order in the region. Australia-India Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative Partnership, AIIPOIP, helps shape maritime cooperation in Indo-Pacific. Supply Chain Resilience Initiative by Australia, India, and Japan was launched for diversification of supply chain in the region. 21W shared interests in balancing China's growing assertiveness. Both are members of the Quad, along with Japan and US. Bilateral strategic partnership was elevated to comprehensive strategic partnership in 2020. Key defense cooperation. Military logistics support agreement facilitates sophisticated logistic cooperation. Defense science and technology implementing arrangement facilitates interaction between defense research organizations in two countries. Information Fusion Center Indian Ocean Region, IFCIOR, liaison officer to enhance maritime situational awareness. Joint military exercises, Orzendex, Malabar, Ostrohind, Pitch Black. Other areas of cooperation include cybersecurity, ocean-borne trade security, etc. 2.3.4 India-US 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue. Fifth India US 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue concluded successfully in Delhi. In 2+2 dialogue, foreign and defense ministers participated and discussed strategic and security issues. India also has 2+2 dialogue mechanism with Australia, Japan, the United Kingdom, and Russia. Key highlights: defense, both to co-produce infantry combat vehicles as part of defense industrial cooperation. Both looked forward to finalizing security of supply arrangement, SOSA. It will further integrate the defense industrial ecosystems of both countries while strengthening supply chain resilience. Science and technology partnerships. Reviewed US-India Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technology, ICET. ICET aims to strengthen and broaden the strategic technological partnership between the companies and academic institutions. Trade, welcome the progress of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, IPEF. IPEF has 4 pillars relating to trade: supply chains, 2, clean economy, 3, and fair economy, 4. India has joined 3 pillars of the IPEF, but stayed out of the trade pillar. Multilateral diplomacy and connectivity, both reaffirmed the importance of a free, open, inclusive and resilient Indo-Pacific and reiterated benefits of India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor. Other, improved cooperation under the USA's Cancer Moonshot Program. Key aspects of India-US relations. US is India's largest export destination. It is 3rd largest defense supplier to India. Also, it has recognized India as a key defense partner and signed defense cooperation treaties like Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, BECA, in 2020. Recently, India has joined US-led Mineral Security Partnership, MSP, which aims to ensure the supply of critical minerals. 2.3.5 Voice of Global South Summit. India hosted the 2nd Voice of Global South Summit, VOGSS. It focused on ways to sustain the momentum generated toward a more inclusive, representative, and progressive world order. Indian PM unveils Dakshin, Global South Center of Excellence, and called for 5 CS for the Global South: consultation, cooperation, communication, creativity, and capacity building. India previously hosted the first VOGSS, where 125 Global South countries came together with the theme Unity of Voice, Unity of Purpose. The term Global South refers to various countries often described as developing, less developed, or underdeveloped. The concept of the Global South can be traced to the Brandt Report of 1980. Need for South-South cooperation. O to address the disproportionate impact of global challenges such as climate change. O to improve representation in global forums such as the UN Security Council. O to achieve food and energy security. O to fulfill sustainable development goals. India's initiatives for South-South cooperation. O inducting African Union in G20 grouping. O institutional initiatives such as the International Solar Alliance, Global Biofuel Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, etc. O Maharishi for global food security. O G20 Digital Public Infrastructure Framework. O proposal for weather and climate monitoring satellite for Global South. 22 WW 23 www.visioneer. 3. Economy. 3.1.